We chose a chop, constant height one pump system with one bell siphon because it seems simple yet effective with minimal materials. Additionally, we preferred this to a flood and drain system because a system with a bell siphon allows the water level to stay constant, which is less disruptive for fish and plant life. Furthermore, we chose to make a media bed system as this seemed like the most efficient choice. And it also seemed like the easiest to care for, as some of the other types of systems made it difficult to access either the plants or the fish. Although this can be an issue for media bed systems too, we combated this by making sure to build the table at a height so that we could still access the tank below the grow bed. It is accessible in our system for cleaning and feeding fish, as well as any repairs which might need to take place.
First, we started by gathering our materials. We brought in our wood for our table from home, and we found a fish tank, bell siphon, pipe elbows, and a pump in the lab. Once we had our materials, we started measuring and cutting the wood to match the dimensions of our table. To cut the tabletop, we used a handsaw. Next, we used a circle drill bit in order to cut a hole through our tabletop. Next, we used the miter saw to cut our legs for our table. We decided we wanted more support for our table, so this is us cutting the supports with the miter saw. This is us cleaning up our workspace using the vacuum. This is us drilling the pilot holes before putting our screws in. Next, we used our drill to attach the 4 legs of our table.
Advice we have to future aquaponics students who are building systems is to make sure to be careful with your measurements by double checking all of them. It is important to always be accurate, as one wrong measurement can change your whole building process.
Next, we screwed on our bulkhead to our grow bed. This is what will attach all of our tubing to our grow bed. While we were building our table, we made sure to wash our hydroton daily. Using pipe cutters, we cut our pipes for our tubing. This is an example of how we connected our tubing using elbows. This is an overview of our system as we placed our tank under our table and connected the tubing from our tank to our grow bed. In this step, we filled our tank with water, tested for leaks, and made sure our bell siphon was running properly.
Our system works by pulling water from the tank into the pump, which pushes the water up through the pipes into our grow beds. Once in the grow beds, the water flows over the roots of the plants, and if the water level becomes too high, this will trigger the bell siphon. Once the bell siphon is triggered, it pushes water back down into the tank through a pipe connected to it. The way the bell siphon works is that if the water level becomes too high, water will flow into the bell siphon from slits in its side, and this will cause a buildup of pressure in the siphon, eventually forcing water back into the tank and continuing the cycle.
Before adding fish to our tank, we wanted to make sure our pH was around 6.5 to 8. So this is us testing the pH for water, and we got a final pH of 6.8.
There are many changes that we should have made in our system, but one big one we saw was making sure our pipe was more stable so the water flow couldn't be disrupted. At one time, the pipe was tilted, and that lessened the flow into our grow bed. A way I saw a group fix this was putting the pipe through a hole made into the table, or using a zip tie to secure the pipe to the handle on the grow bed.
We have a mix of plants, bacteria, and fish to keep our system thriving. The plant we chose was aloe vera. This medicinal plant isn't a popular choice for aquaponics, but we thought it was useful because you can use its gel to soothe wounds. Regarding the engineering criteria, we found that our system functioned well with the aloe vera. As long as the media is well draining and they can receive air every once in a while, aloe can handle a good amount of water. In case of emergency or the system stops running, aloe vera can also survive without it due to its ability to retain water.
We chose goldfish for our system because they're very adaptable and can survive in a variety of conditions. Goldfish are also cost-effective and not very expensive. They require less care than other types of fish, making them ideal for a system which we might give to another school, which would have less experience caring for fish or aquaponic systems. The goldfish excretion helps fertilize the plants, and the plants absorb the nutrients from the water that might be harmful to the fish. Here, Hydroton helps promote bacteria growth so that fish waste can be broken down from ammonia into nitrate for the plants to consume. Hydroton also stores excess water to keep plant roots from becoming damaged. Not only does Hydroton do this, but it also promotes healthy aeration and drainage for plants, which allows them to grow good root systems, because more water and oxygen is available to them.